Hello there, just making a little bit of a selfie vid on this contraption I've made. As you can see over here, we've got a camp whistle kettle, which is sealed up, run to this contraption here, which is a Graham condenser, which is cooled by this motor here. Now, what we've done with this bit here, don't know if you can actually see that. That is literally just some of this shit here, which is plumber's Teflon tape. So that's all sealed up around the edge there. We've literally just wrapped it. So this little bit of plastic right here is literally just to hold that down and give it a little bit of pressure. And if we just pull this off, you can see that there is a bunch of silicone just bunched up around the top of that lip there, which is pretty simple. There's nothing really all that special inside. So if we just fix that up, it should keep the pressure on. Now this little bit here is literally just a bit of wood which is wedged into the two holes there. I don't know if you can see those. I'm just trying to fucking, yeah, you'll be able to see it anyway, because this bit, which you'll definitely be able to see, swings up like that. So it needs to be wedged down hard onto that rubber gasket there. This is literally just silicone rubber. You can get this on AliExpress, or you can get it on at your local warehouse. You could literally just cut a gasket with some scissors out of say like a silicone muffin tin or a silicone baking pan. So this stuff is actually quite hard, quite easy to get a hold of. It's pretty reasonably priced as well, and it's very resistant to temperature up to about 150 degrees Celsius, which is more than we need. So as you can see, if we zip that down onto that, it will just kind of hold it in place, and we actually fill it through this bit as well, because we want to keep this perfectly in place so that it doesn't leak any steam. Now this stuff here is just pretty much silicone rubber hose. This you can get on AliExpress. Just about that diameter will do. I think it's about 1/2 centimeter to about 0.7 in diameter also. More than enough. And this, I just literally drilled a hole in it and shoved it in there, and I made sure that the hole was slightly smaller than the diameter of this, so that it makes a nice seal. And there's actually 2 metal plates in this bit, and I had to drill through them both to kind of shove it through and make a nice seal. And I just used a step drill for that, which is right there. Don't know if you can see it. So obviously we just run this up to here, which is a stopper for the Graham condenser, and alcohol comes out the bottom. Now this is obviously an inlet, this would be an inlet for water, this would be our outlet, and actually this is just a bit of this stuff run into here. It literally just draws from the same source that it empties into, so that's nice and easy. This is just a 12-volt pump which I got off of AliExpress, which runs off of solar. So it's a 12-volt solar system that I've got. We hook up these just to the direct output of the solar, and it works pretty well. So that is about it for this simple pot still that I've built. As for brewing, all I really use is a bucket like this, just a 10-litre bucket, and I just make a CO2 trap. Not actually sure whether I can find that for you. Just have a brief look. No, I presume it is lost for now. But it's fairly simple to make a CO2 trap. All you got to do is, look up a design online. It's basically, say a container like this, or probably bigger, like a medicine bottle, like a pill bottle. You'd just run a tube so that it goes into that and fill that up with water, and then you'd actually have two holes in the top, one for the tube which you run down into it, and one to release your CO2 over here. And then you'd run the other end of the tube into the bucket that I just showed you, and just hang it down over the top, with some tubing, so that the CO2 bubbles into this and then out of the other hole. So that would be the design of the brew bucket, the fermenter. What you do for brewing itself is use that 10-litre bucket. You'd get about 3 kgs of sugar, maybe just under, I find works best. You'll need actually one of these, which is a 10-litre stock pot, which you'd literally just boil your water along with your 2.8, 2.9 kgs of sugar. You boil it all up with the water to about a 10-litre volume, and you'd wait for that to cool, and then add Clear Spirit's turbo yeast, which is Classic 8, I believe, is their brand for that. You can just look it up on homebrew sites. I think there's like Homebrew West and stuff you can get it from. So all you do is boil that up for your mash with maybe half a teaspoon of citric acid to make invert sugar. With the invert sugar made, you'd then add just enough yeast to cover the surface of that Clear Spirit's Classic 8. And then you'd mix that up and aerate it and put it into your brew bucket for about a week and keep it in a warm place. From there you'd have your distillate, which is about 10 litres, would probably be at about 15 to 18% alcohol, and you'd pour it into that contraption, the pot, turn it on, and maybe discard the first 10 mils, 15 mils or so to get rid of the methanol, and from there it's just straight spirits. Now it won't kind of brew straight away when you put it in there and turn the heat on. You got to wait about 5 or 10 minutes for it to boot up. You'd use about a low to medium heat and just kind of wait until you can see the condensation on the pot start to disappear a bit. From there you'd see it producing from that nozzle. And all you do is just keep on tasting what's dripping out of the nozzle, and as soon as it doesn't have a burn anymore, you switch it off, and you'll have about 400 or 500 mils of pure distillate at about 40%. So that's pretty much the design specs of the whole system. Hope you enjoy.